The thing that inspires me is basically trying to capture life and draw and illustrate it on a page. So it may be an idea, it may be people, experiences, it may be culture. So I try to expand and have all different types of knowledge of different things and embrace that and try to make and put down the vibe on paper so that when other people look at it, it resonates with them and they're like, oh yeah, I've seen that before, or it brings new ideas. So I'm more into like Attack on Titan from the Japanese um, anime series, and I didn't even expect to like that. I only watched it because everyone was telling me that that was going to be great, and then I got kind of sucked in. One Piece as well. Everyone's saying that's one of the best mangas, and it's like sold the most books ever or something like that. And when I got into that, I could see why. But I don't know. Sometimes I find this the culture as well. Western and like American movies I've never really been into like recently, but more the Japanese where they have these powerful speeches and like this desire for power and never giving up on all that kind of stuff. I like that kind of stuff. I like Amazing World of Gumball just because it's funny, and I like their artistic style that they use, like different kind of styles all coming together, and they even depicted some of the characters as the Japanese again, but like Street Fighter characters, and they also have the digital like computer game kind of style. I just like that kind of stuff. I think that's what resonates with me and inspires me a lot. Maybe it's growing up with like too many computer games, that why I'm inspired by it. As a illustrator, like you have a fascination with images somewhat. It's not that every image you like, but even in dark and dangerous images that you hate in your life, that should never happen. You'd want to depict it and depict it in such a powerful way that people are like, oh, like that's how it is. And you want to be able to make that image come across. So if it's drawing blood, if it's murder, those kind of things, or rape, or abortion, or like poverty. There's many things that are not nice in this world that, if captured correctly, can make people step back and say, "Wow, that's there." But hopefully, that will encourage other people to one, consider it, but two, want to go and do something positive about it. The medium that I use is a pencil and Photoshop, and sometimes like mixed mediums like coloring pencil and stuff in the top image. But the reason why I do this is because I feel that they're the tools that I can use the way that I like to use them. So I love using pencils. I know some people like to draw on the computer straight. I actually like the feel of having a pencil in my hand and the paper and all of that stuff. Um, and I use Photoshop after because it's good. I can keep the line art and everything separate, manipulate and all that kind of stuff, and play with a lot of things. Plus, I think it also hones to the generation in which I'm living in. It kind of depicts, yeah, he's living in 2015, and this is the artwork he can create in 2015. I think a lot of people think it's a very strong image, like very emotional. That's what I was going for. I don't always do that, and I feel, especially when it's connected to me personally, I'm kind of a bit coy with doing that. So a lot of people, they're like, "Oh, this one was really powerful. What's he thinking about?" I also called it look, and they're like, "What is he looking at?" But I just kind of wanted to leave it open. I had a series that I used to make up called Lazily, and there was a lot of characters in it where they would be depictions of ideas of society. And this one here was a mascot for a fast food company, but it wasn't just a fast food company, it was a healthy one. And he was a guy made of wheat called Holbert Wheat. I just wanted to depict him there, but then I had him against like Wheat Joe, which is just an average wheat, and kind of made it into an article talking about the differences between whole grain wheat and normal wheat, and kind of what we think about as a society that's trying to be a bit healthier. Okay, so this piece here is one piece that I really enjoy doing. That day I thought I could draw anything, as I do often sometimes when I'm really inspired. I was quite inspired because it was based upon the lyrics from an artist called Lupe Fiasco, where he has very detailed imagery of characters. And I love to be able to draw a line art where the lines are so strong it doesn't even need colour, as you can see in this one here. And the reason why is because the source that I had the information from was very detailed. And then I kind of had to try make the information my own and add in many other things. It was also useful because I was able to research how to go through a couple songs, list lyrics and say, alright, that's there, this is here, researching like drawing skeleton bones and all this kind of stuff. So if you look in the images, you see there's a lot to it. And I really enjoy having images where people can take in and digest a lot from it. Most people would say yeah, like they would think that, oh, it must be a good time for you, you can work for Marvel and all those kind of things. To be honest, I haven't even watched any of these films because they don't really interest me. I think they're more about marketing and they're for a mass audience rather than like a niche audience that kind of really care about the more heavyweight narratives and character development. Um, if I wanted to, I probably could benefit off it. People have always been interested in superheroes, in my opinion, but I think that now it kind of shows that people, they like the creativeness and the need for more power. And as an illustrator and depicting things that are real and not real and ideologies, you can kind of sense that, you can kind of show people, oh, imagine if we could do this, imagine if we could do that. And I think that's the reason why people like these superhero stuff. For myself, I just find that it's like a lot of the Marvel movies and stuff, people like them. I don't really have an opinion on them personally because I haven't seen them, but I find that it's a bit like mass audience. There's been, I think, about 3 different Spider-Man series altogether. None of them are really artistic, and none of them really depict Spider-Man as he is in a comic. So when I used to read the Spider-Man comic, I was blown away by the drawings, and you see the level of detail. You open up the double page spread, sorry, and you're like, yeah, this is great. I don't really think all of this superhero stuff is kind of focusing on that at the moment, but I think people like superheroes because it's like explosions and blowing up stuff. I'm not really into that. I like the more political sides of it, where it's talking about how these people live in well. There's a threat to society, ideas of freedom, and I know that some of these things has been touched on in what's his name, Captain America. So I was quite interested when people were talking about that, but I don't know. Maybe I have to see one of them to have a better opinion on them. Before I had ideas like the Laser Lee cartoon that I used to work on. I kind of expanded on that and had, I was thinking about making a cartoon or comic or graphic novel called Solo. That's dealing with like your personality and overcoming demons and the core of who you are and trying to fight for that, but then establishing who you are in the world and what kind of impact you have. So it kind of works out like an RPG kind of game at the same time, because I like that kind of stuff. Oh, RPG, sorry. Yeah, I was a bit caught up. RPGs are role-playing games where you get to kind of pick what clothes you want, pick where you want to go, what job, what swords you have, and all that kind of stuff. So it's basically what we do in real life, but it's just in the context of a computer game. This was just a quick character illustration or character design of Anansi the Spider-Man as an old man. As you can see now, he's got a beard, a parting beard, which is kind of like what spiders have for their pincers or whatever it is at the front of their face. And I've given him 3 pairs of glasses in addition to his own eyes, which is like 8 eyes, because that's what spiders have. You got his little dreadlocks coming out. You see the look in his eyes, like he's that cheerful character. And it looks like he's a bit up to mischief, and he's got like that cheeky grin in his mouth still. And he's got like this hat on, which is it's a big hat, and you know, like some grandparents just like to wear weird stuff on their head. He's done that, and he's got little dreadlocks coming out there. So this is my depiction of my older Anansi the Spider-Man. Anansi the Spider-Man is a traditional West African and Caribbean folk stories about a guy that just went on little adventures. He's very resourceful, but he's a bit cheeky as well. And you learn things about like Brother Breeze, the Magic Dutch Pot, and all this kind of stuff as he had adventures in his homelands. If you want to see more of my work, you can check me out on Instagram on thatlee4, THATLEE4, and I also have a website which is creativelee4.com.